Hello, my name is Brett Crenshaw from Archival Directions, and this video is on the 2021 Printed and Manuscript African Americana auction at the Swann Gallery in New York City. This is an auction of works on paper, books, pamphlets, posters, oftentimes fine art, and a wide variety of other medium of material culture, memorabilia, on the African American experience in the US and abroad. Collectors and individuals from all around the world come to the Swann Gallery to bid on these items. It is the largest auction of its type, focusing primarily on people of color and the material culture that surrounds our history. This year's auction held over 350 auction lots. It was incredible. And here I'd like to cover the top 5 highest priced auctions, as well as a special bonus. The first item is Martin Luther King Jr.'s letter from Birmingham Jail. This letter is the most important written document of the Civil Rights era. It was written in 1963 when Martin Luther King Jr. willingly spent 4 days in a Birmingham jail in support of civil disobedience as a means to fix the issues, the severe issues surrounding segregated Birmingham. In fact, his letter was a response to Southern pastors who thought that civil disobedience was an ineffective way to deal with gaining civil rights. Well, this letter became the foundation of the nonviolent civil disobedience movement that really swept the world and brought about real change in the United States. And this letter, these 11 pages, are one of the pre-publication editions or drafts of his letter. This letter was assessed at $15,000 to $25,000. It sold for $185,000. The second highest priced lot that sold at this auction was Diary, Photographs, and Correspondence of the Modern Dance Legend, Katherine Dunham. Katherine Dunham was a pioneer. She brought African-inspired movement onto the American stage and really the worldwide stage. She traveled widely, both as a performer and as an ethnographer. Her subject being dance. This lot included dozens of photographs of her and her dance company. It connected her with Eartha Kitt, one of her students, Langston Hughes, one of her contemporaries, as well as Josephine Baker. This also includes a diary which features entries of her travels and really gives you a look into her mindset and how she really revered the craft and the art of dance. This lot was assessed between $8,000 and $12,000. It sold for $52,500. The next lot is important to the Harlem Rennaisance, just as much as the publications Fire or the New Negro edition of the Survey Graphic in 1927. This lot included 4 issues of Black Opals. It was a short-run publication that came out of Philadelphia. Black Opals included the writing of Langston Hughes, Jessie Fauset, Alain Locke, and many other famous Harlem Renaissance writers. Again, it was short-lived. Only 4 editions of it were published. However, its impact at the time was vast. Endeavors like these were self-published within the community of writers that existed at the time. They were really the nucleus of the inspiration that each of these writers were being fed from. You know, seeing each other's publications in Opportunity magazine or Crisis magazine or any of the other publications that were around at the time was one thing, but also to almost self-publish with some of these smaller publications, I know really shot a jolt into the to the nerve of these writers. So these editions are signed by Nellie Blight, who was the editor of Black Opals, and one of the editions is also signed by Langston Hughes. This lot was assessed at between $5,000 and $7,000, and it sold for $45,000. Here is a document by one of the African Americans who most school children learn about at some point in elementary or junior high school. His contributions to the design of Washington, D.C., as well as his Almanac, are often covered. Benjamin Banneker's Almanac came up to auction this year. This Almanac was published in 1793, and for a 200-plus-year-old publication, it looks pretty good. This Almanac was assessed at $12,000 to $18,000. It sold for $42,500. And last but not least of the highest priced lots at the 2021 African Americana auction is another grouping of correspondence related to Katherine Dunham. This lot includes about 3 dozen documents, correspondence that she wrote. Most of these letters were written to Dorothy Gray, a business manager of sorts of Katherine Dunham's, and they give a look into correspondence with Eartha Kitt, mention of the Harry Belafonte, and a real personal look into the life of this pioneer. These papers were assessed at between $2,000 and $3,000. They sold for $35,000. One of the bonuses of this year's auction were groupings of early hip-hop flyers. These flyers included early hip-hop jams with Africa Bambaataa, Kool Herc, the Treacherous Three, the Cold Crush Brothers, the Breakout Brothers, Busy Bee, all of the earliest of our hip-hop greats. These hip-hop related items haven't really come up often in past auctions, at least over the last 8 or 9 years or so. So it's pretty exciting to see them come to auction and sell. I look forward to more items that are somewhat contemporary and related to the hip-hop world. I mean, I think this is one of the most dynamic musical genres to come about. It's great that it's reflected in the material culture that's coming to commercial auctions. With that, I'll leave you with the roundup of the 2021 Printed and Manuscript African Americana auction at Swann Galleries. If you care to, drop me a line. My email is there. You can press the like button, comment, hit subscribe if you care to. If you're a collector who wants to chat it up, I'm always open to it. Or if you're a history aficionado, you're welcome as well.